Why liberalism failed? Liberalism, instead of supporting individual freedom, considering individual as heart of the society, why liberalism is not relevant in today's world, and how populism took over liberalism, why it can't fight back populism concept, as why populism is getting over support all over the world, but liberalism is staying apart from it. So these are all the things that we are going to look into this video. Come on, let's get into the video. First of all, liberalism. What does liberalism mean? Liberalism mean giving individual freedom as a good important factor in the societal concept. That is, the equality and individuality should be respected at any cost. Which means that each and any individual's rights is the heart of the society, so that the political power cannot intervene in the individual's interest at any cost. And what are all the international factors that liberalism has gone through is because of liberalism, it has spread over internationally as an interlocking factor, like development of international liberal organizations like UN, where it voice over opinion when there is a fight between the two great countries, because the two great countries might have power, right? So if you're having power, you can't simply you can't simply snub the power away from the minority. So that is a very important concept of liberalism. And because of liberalism, the World Trade Organization has developed, open market concept has developed. It is one of the major interlocking factor, because of which any individual, he is from underdeveloped country or poor economic background, he can come forward and sell his or her products in the open market, and uh, he can grow with his individual, with his individual all kind of rights and all kind of talents. He couldn't expect any other sort of pressure all over the political power, or the people that are in power in that particular area. He can act freely, and he can sell his or her products. So that is what liberalism is teaching. And the third point is how liberalism, instead of giving all the freedoms, that is like political power is not in the liberalism concept, even though the democracies in the world or because of liberalism, why the populism concept is still taking over it. Paradox of liberalism. So what are the confusing factors of liberalism which made it fail? First, for example, if you take the sentence that the people are going to vote for new government formation in the country, what will they need to consider? Do they need to consider their own self-interest in, in selecting the new government, or do they need to consider the societal benefits in voting for the new government? If they select the self-interest, that liberalism states that individual rights are very important. If they are going to select that individual interest, for example, if you say that new government people are in relation with this people that are going to vote, or they are going to benefit this particular amount of community that they are from, which obviously means that only it is going to only provide the advantage to this particular community, which is wrong for this liberalism concept. Instead of choosing society as a whole, they are only choosing the individual interest in mind. That is what liberalism is teaching. So this is the main factor that it failed. And example one, you take that, for example, this newly formed government has announced that a factory is going to come into this village or country or city anywhere. And liberalism, what liberalism says, so individual freedom is important, and what people in that particular village are thinking, that as we have lived for poverty for over many years in this area, and the new factory will provide new jobs, so our community will prosper, which means obviously it is going to benefit all of us around this particular area. So all of them will think that obviously I'm going to get a new job, which means the factory is considered as a good important decision by this liberal government. Okay, so but if you take what that factory, if you say that there is a color garment factory, they will release that chemical into the river in the nearby area around that city or village. what if that chemical is going to pollute the people around the world, when people around that area or city, say that chemical populated just mixed with that water, drinking water of the people around that area, what will they do? They simply can't do anything, but it is going to affect their health. So, but people in the liberal government are not going to think about any aftermath effect of that, but only the individual interest is going to get considered. So, this is the main reason. That is why it is failed. So, second example, if you take, there is going to be a hospital, not one hospital, there are two hospitals in that city. Okay, say hospital A has good sanitation, very clean, neat atmosphere, even they are providing good amount of medical treatment to everyone coming in. Okay, hospital B is a government hospital, not a private one, but hospital A is private one and good, that is in good condition, but hospital B is not in good condition, as we know that in some of in some of form of democratic liberal governments, government hospital are not that good. So if you say that person A is feeling sick, what will he consider is okay, I'm considering hospital A for me because the hospital A is very clean, very um, providing very good service for me, and my sickness will go very quickly. And what he'll do is he'll opt for hospital A because I can afford that much money the private hospital is asking for me. But the person B is there, and the person B also says that yes, hospital A is providing very good amount of service, but still I'm not having that much amount of money, so I need to prefer hospital B only. And in the decision making process of the person B, you can see that it is more about uh, convincing oneself that I am not having money, that's why I'm choosing hospital B. It is not about the individual's own interest. They are actually convincing themselves that I'm not having money, I'm going to hospital B. So here liberalism fails. Okay. So what liberalism says is each and every individual's right should be considered, which a hospital A is good for person B too, right? But still it is not going to provide that service to this poor people. So that is why liberalism has this parity in providing service, especially hospital service to poor people, because it always functions in first come first serve basis. And third example, if you take that a college management has decided that in this year, in this year admission, we are going to provide, we are going to provide cultural diversity in admission. That is, we are going to take students from all over the cultural background of this country. So that is their decision of for this upcoming year. What will they do is they will provide application for around the country, and say there are 1,000 seats or so for this particular college. And for the student A is applying for this college, and student A is belonging to one culture where that cultural students are already in majority position in this college. Already they are studying more. That is, say 54% of the cultural background students are studying this college already. And student B is applying for this college, whereas students B cultural background, whereas that particular cultural students are not more in this not studying more in this college. Say they are just 3 or 4% merely. And student A and student B both are having 90% marks with them. And Liberalism says that they should provide individual choice, and individual, it should respect the individual decision. So here you can see that obviously you can't say that liberalism says that so only one student, but liberalism says individual interest means both students should be taken, but there is only one seat that is available in out of 1,000 seats. Only one seat is remaining, and both students are competing with each other. And what the management decides here is student B's cultural background is very less in this college. Intake is very less, so we are going to take student B instead. Although student A secured that much mark, but student B is going to get into this college. So that is what our decision is about. Obviously, liberalism failed in all these three examples. Top three factors which led to the failure of liberalism. So the three factors are immigration, globalization and free market economy. So these are all the three most important factors that led to the failure of liberalism around the world. For example, if you take globalization, globalization is the products or we are connecting each and we are connecting with any person around the world at any time if we think. So that is a globalization concept, which means that the person say they are having their family in Paris, but they are going to do the job in say Australia, which means that they are not going to solely shift from Paris to Australia, but they can do all their jobs sitting still in their place. But they are going to snatch that job that are available to that local people in Australia, but sitting similarly in Paris, they are going to snatch the job away from them. And important factor that is immigration comes if we talk about globalization. Immigration, obviously liberal says that immigrants are going to be the boost of the economy of that country. So the new people, if you say that the people who are already living in that particular place, they are not well versed in. If you say that they are not well versed in English, but the English teacher or in demand on that place. So what they'll do is they'll search for some other person. If it is globalization, they'll search for the person online. But if it is offline, they'll search for an immigrant who can speak fluent English. So what the immigrant will do is they are coming and they are doing their job, even though they are not in this place for more than many years, they are snatching their job. But liberal says boosted the economy, but what populist leaders thought that is they are simply snatching away the jobs that are that are already there for that local people community. They are snatching that job away from them. And third one is open market, free open market. So open market, in free open market, what we can do is anyone from the world can come into and sell their own products, or else sell their whatever, if they are from first generation or if they are from their political elite background or elite background, whatever, they can come and they can sell their goods. But if you take the people are from elite background, they are having their resources on hand. But the one who is going to be stepping into this for the first time, the market for the first time, he is not going to have all the resources on his hand. What he'll do is he'll do all those things for himself. There is no one that is going to help him. But for this elite people, they are going to have all the resources on hand. Uh, as their wealth accumulated over period of time, what they'll do is they'll simply come and they will simply snatch everything away from the commoners. That is what liberalism says, that if you are going to have that mindset, that is interest to contest in this open market, you can come and you can conquer if you have all those ability in you. But what does that mean by ability? So does that mean that the first generation person is not having ability like the elite people? That doesn't mean that. But the only thing that the first generation person is lacking here is source of economy, source of money with him. So that is the only way the liberalism is not applicable. But what populistic leaders are saying is we'll provide the basic needs of the poor people. They are directly communicating with the people that they are from, and their assurance is about the cultural identity protection, and that is the nationalism. The cultural identity of that particular country will be protected at all costs. That is what their promise is about. And because of which, so the liberalism is about providing 120 or 190 flavors of ice creams to all over the world, or else like the particular country. But liberalism is about providing only five most very applicable ice cream flavors that are enjoyed by people around the country. So that is why populist has gained mass of growth around the world. currently. And the utilitarianism concept also says that a greatest amount of happiness should reach largest amount of people. That is the populistic concept. Although liberalism concept is about happiness, still it is concentrating only on individualism. So that is where liberalism failed. So this is the main concept of this video: why liberalism failed and how the brief of how populism took over it. Let's see the populism's the populism's deep meaning and why it is growing more and more in the upcoming videos. So that's all for today. Let's see you in next video. Bye bye.